How's it going, everybody? It's Shankia Tinsley signing on, aka The Winding Road 1991. Sorry, I almost forgot my own name. Or, what the heck was that other one? Glass Doll 1991. I've used so many, I don't remember, but nonetheless, it's Shankia signing on with that video that I promised you guys in the last video I made. I think I called it longest boredom video or something of the like, and in it I came up with a video idea of showing you guys these Native American baskets that I make. I learned how to make them when I was in 12th grade in my art and other cultures class. We did a whole, like a series of different projects, but this one I took a personal liking to. It was by far my favorite project we did in the class, and I'm just going to show you um, all of the baskets that I have on me um, that are made, that I've had for a while or recently made or whatever. I say that because I've sold quite a few, not quite a few, but I've sold several. I'll say that um, no more than no more than 10, I think, or maybe about 10 to 12. I guess I'd say I've sold about a close to a dozen or something like that. I wish I could sell these, but in the meantime, they're just pretty much for display. Nonetheless, let's get started. I actually have one in my hand. Here's one, Native American basket. It is orange and black. I'm turning it around for you so you can see. This is the bottom. Oh yeah, these baskets are made out of coiling core and regular yarn. I prefer to use polyester rug yarn. There's this um, special brand. There's this brand that especially makes polyester rug yarn. It's called Trait Tex, and it can be found at this website called Blick Art Materials. In case you're interested. But unless you know how to make the baskets, uh, you I'm sure you'd be interested either way. But unless you want to make the baskets, you wouldn't really care much about that or whatever. Or maybe you would. But yes, this is the smallest one I have on me. I have made right now. Um, I've only made one other one that was about this size or as small as this one, and it was black and white. I made it for my mom like years ago, probably 5 years ago, something like that. I made this one last year around like a few weeks, but no, yeah, like a week or so before Halloween. Hence I wanted to make one for the color scheme. I had a little Halloween get together in my room, and I used this as like a candy holder, which that's what you can do with these baskets. You can just use it to put little odds and ends like beads, paper clips, earrings, whatever. Just a little something where you can quickly grab something, a bracelet or whatever, keys, stuff like that. Nonetheless, that's the first one. And going on to the second one, which is a little bigger, kind of a lot bigger compared to that one. This one, this is how it looks on the inside. This one is green, purple, and yellow. The purple is somewhat of a lavender, and the camera is actually making the yellow look um, kind of like a soft yellow, but it's really a bit strong. If you're looking at it through my eyes, it's actually a pretty strong yellow. It's like a canary yellow, whereas this yellow is like more of a soft banana yellow or something like that, but really it's like a canary yellow. It's stronger than that. But nonetheless, this is another basket that I have in my possession. This is the bottom of it. It's really cool. I love I love making these baskets so much. They have a in making the baskets. There's really a calming effect that they put over you. I believe because working with your hands sort of creates a feeling or a sensation of tranquility, and that's one thing I like about making these baskets. But even more than that, what I like about making them is the fact that the colors, I just love the colors. They come out so beautifully. Like, no matter what colors you mix, like, look at this. Like, would you think that colors like this would, most people probably, I wouldn't say most people, but some people probably wouldn't dare to wear clothing that had um, these colors in it. But of course, a lot of people would, but like people who really like to match and stuff like that, they probably wouldn't dare wear a purple shirt with green pants and yellow shoes. That's what I'm saying. Like if it was like a dress that had all of these colors, okay, maybe, but for the most part, there's a lot of people, they wouldn't dare wear like a yellow top, purple pants, and green shoes. But see, that's what's so awesome about arts and crafts, basket weaving in this case, because you can mix any colors you want and it won't look stupid, it won't look crazy because it's art. Art is supposed to look a little strange, a little abstract, a little weird, and that's what I like. That's the number one thing I like about basket weaving in particular, is because not only are these arts and crafts actually useful, you can make use of it, but they're also a way of expressing yourself. You can pretty much go anywhere with these things. You can do whatever you want. That's what I like about them. Going on to basket number three, which is actually, now this camera once again is making making the basket look like a color that it kind of isn't. The camera's making it sort of look like a magenta, but it's really a red. The basket is red, white, and blue. I To me it looks like an eye. I really A blue eye, a blue bloodshot eye. That's not what I was aiming for, but I had to find a way to I believe I was running out of blue, so I had to be on the safe side and put the blue first and then work with the colors I um, that I had more in abundance. I guess if I'm saying that right. Um, I really wanted to do like a pattern that was more complex than this. Yeah, that's what I forgot. I forgot to talk to you guys about the patterns. Okay, I'll go back after I finish talking about this basket. This is actually one of the more recent baskets that I made. I made this a couple of months ago over winter break. So it was probably like in December, late December, early January that I made this basket. What was I saying? Yeah. So okay, yeah. I'll go and talk about. Oh yeah, I remember now. What I wanted to do, I wanted to make the pattern more complex. Like I wanted to do like a couple of rings of blue, couple of rings of white, couple of rings of red, and go on and on like that. But like I said, I couldn't really do that because I could have tried, but like I was a bit afraid because I was running out of blue. So I said, you know what, I'll just use up the rest of the blue that I have left and see what I can do from there. Um, but nonetheless, or moving on, the pattern that I have here is I have five. I go 5 rounds with each color. As you can see there, let me see what's going on here. One, I can't see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds of blue. And if you look closely at the white and the red, you'll see that there are also 5 rounds of the white and 5 rounds of the red. So I'm very meticulous of how I make these baskets because I really like for everything to be on point. I really like for everything to be structured and neatly made. Like, um, I'll get to that. Going back to the 2 previous baskets, this one right here, the pattern, I call it a 3-3. I try to give them names to sort of like help me remember it. Um, this pattern right here is a 3-3. As you can see, 3 rounds of orange. You probably can't tell with the black, but the black and the orange both have 3 rounds. 3 rounds of orange, 3 rounds of black, 3 rounds of orange, 3 rounds of black, and so on like that. 3-3, a 3-3 pattern. And with this one, it's actually the same thing except for the last round. As you can see, there are. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, yeah. I had to look at it for a minute there. There are 3 rounds of purple, 3 rounds of yellow, 3 rounds of green, 3 purple, 3 yellow, and then I top it off with 1 green. I believe I had to do that. I didn't want to do it like that, but I had to. I had to because um, this particular shade of green, I didn't have. I didn't have any more yarn left, and if you look closely now the camera is doing what it's supposed to. If you look closely right here, it's like an entirely different shade of green. The texture of the yarn is different and everything. So I actually ran out of this shade of green, and I had to add this shade of green on. If you're looking at it from my eyes, from my view, you can't even tell that much, which I'm glad. But like I had to do that. That the camera is finally doing what it's supposed to do in this case is show the 2 different shades of green that I had to use there because I actually ran out of this one. So this shade of green actually came in handy. It was like the closest shade to that green that I had, which to me isn't close enough, but it did the job. Okay, I've already showed you guys the red, white, and blue basket, and I've told you the pattern. It's a 5-5-5 pattern, or 5-5, whatever you want to call it. I call it, depending on how many colors of yarn I use. In that case, 3, red, white, and blue, 5-5-5 pattern. In this case, this is I also I forgot something else. I also give my baskets names based on their color. Like the red, white, and blue one. Um, and like I said, it reminds me of an eye, a blue eye, that sort of bloodshot. So I just call it the eye. And the orange and black basket, I call it Halloween, or I actually just made that up. I I'm either going to name it Halloween or October. And the purple, yellow, and green one, I have no idea. So anyway, this basket right here, I call it Valentine because it has pink and burgundy in it. You probably can't tell that that's burgundy. I can, but yeah, you should be able to tell that it's burgundy. Pink and burgundy, which I believe look beautiful. Pink and burgundy, I believe those 2 colors look beautiful together. This is the inside. It's actually like bigger than the other baskets I showed you, which that's actually how I have my baskets stacked up. Um, Small one inside a bigger one, inside a bigger one, inside a bigger one, like that. This is the inside, and the pattern is, it looks like a 4. It is a 4. It's a 4-4 pattern. 4 rounds of pink, 4 rounds of burgundy, and so on, like that. This is actually one of my favorite ones simply because of the color and simply how it's deep enough. Well, it doesn't matter if it's deep or a deep basket or a shallow basket, but I prefer the deeper baskets, the deeper, bigger baskets. To me, this is like an average size one, actually, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I need to fix it up a little bit though. This is actually one of the older ones. This basket is probably like 4 or 5 years. Excuse me, 4 or 5 years old. This is one of the first ones I made within learning how to um, make Native American baskets. One of my favorites. This one is my favorite right here. It is by far my favorite basket. By far my favorite basket out of all of them. And it's not even the biggest one. It is by far my favorite basket. It's colorful, and this one I actually named it Skittles because of the colors. Skittles or rainbow, whatever like that. Or sometimes I even call it India, which I actually just made up. I think I'm gonna start calling it India because I hope many people know that in India, color is everything. Like, that's why I believe if I were to take these baskets to India, they would probably appreciate my baskets more than people in this country because, they know, because over there they do this kind of stuff a lot too, if I'm not mistaken. And they would really appreciate these baskets if I were to take them over there. That's why maybe one day I need to make it my goal to visit India one day. I'm up here trying to make it to the UK so bad I really need to go to India if I want to make a sale. But yes, this pattern is once again it's a 3333 because there are 4 different colors and I do 4 rounds with each color. That's red, orange, yellow, and green. By far my favorite basket. This is the bottom. As you can see, I started with red, then orange, then yellow, then green, then I just repeated it on the ascent. Okay. That's actually one of my, like, probably, yeah, that's another one of the oldest baskets. And that's by far the best quality one because um, all of that all of that yarn is one type of yarn, and a lot of my baskets, if you were to look at them closely, you would see that there's sometimes like 2 or 3 different textures of yarn because trait tex yarn, what the yarn that I was telling you about earlier, it's kind of pricey on the Blick Art Materials website, but it's really worth it, especially when it comes to making these baskets because it 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 doesn't get as fuzzy and it just looks so fresh like all the time. Like I said, that basket is one of my oldest ones. It's probably like 5 years old or more. So that's another reason why I like that one so much is because it's 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 still looking good after 5 or 6 years. And I can't believe how big this basket is. I I really don't I really don't remember this basket being this big. I made this basket last year. It's also one of the newer ones. It's purple and white. It's like that lavender purple. The camera's making it look a little blue, but it's like a lavender purple and white. I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks better on camera than it does in my hand here. It's gotten a little out of shape from being I don't want to say tossed around so much, but moved around so much. Um, the pattern is a 4/4. Lately, I've just been keeping the pattern simple because I really don't have anyone to make them for. I just keep the patterns a little simple. That's why this one is just a 4-4. It isn't like um it isn't like the one coming up that I'm about to show you. This is how it looks at the bottom. This is another one of the deeper baskets, as you can tell. When I say deeper, I just simply means it goes up higher. Deeper baskets, one of the deeper, wider baskets. I really don't remember this basket being this big. I really don't remember that, but I am it's a good surprise. Even though I should have, I don't know. Just over time the baskets start to look different than how you remember them. By far one of my favorites in size. Okay. This one right here. I have two more left to show you. I wish I had more, but like I said, I've sold quite a few of them and I haven't bought any new material. I have a lot of yarn left. I just don't have any more coiling cord, which I really need to jump on that. But until I start selling stuff, I don't want to go buying more material. I haven't sold a basket in probably close to a year or more. Yeah, it's getting close to a year that, yeah, it's been almost a year since I've sold a basket. It's disturbing. But nonetheless, here's a pink and brown. And as you can see, referring back to what I said, it's kind of a deep basket. It's definitely one of the larger baskets. As I was saying, I put big baskets, well, like going in sequence like that, to set them inside of one another to keep them from, so I won't have them all scattered everywhere and stuff like that. But going back to what I was saying, the pattern, to me, this is a more complex pattern than all of the others. The others, they have a simple pattern, 3-3, 4-4, stuff like that, 5-5, whatever, and keep on going like that. But this one, the pattern, you can't see it that well, but I've got a counter. Okay, in the brown, which is what I start with, there are, oh my gosh, there are five. I did 5 rounds of brown, one ring of purple, excuse me, one ring of pink, as you can see. And then when I start the brown again, I decrease to 6 rounds. Remember here, I said I had seven. 7 brown, 1 round of pink, 6 brown, 2 rounds of pink, 5 rounds of brown, and 3 rounds of pink. Do you see the pattern? Do you hear the pattern? Do you see the pattern? Whatever. Like you can, if you were to look at the pink, you could just say 1, 2, 3, and then in the brown, you could say 7, 6, 5, just like that. The pattern is more complex. It's different. This is the bottom. This basket is actually kind of old. I had started on, this is one of the older baskets. I had started on it, and I started doing a pattern that I didn't really like. So what I did was I unraveled like all the way to here or something like that, and I started this new pattern. And I finally finished it. It took me like forever with this one in particular because I had to unravel, like go back, basically like retrace my steps and just do it all over again pretty much. And it took me probably close to 2 hours to unravel all the way to like here when I had first started making it. But like I like this pattern much better. I managed to come up with this pattern and it worked out just fine. Did I show you the bottom? Yep. This is definitely one of my favorites now. I call this one, I don't know, I call it like Valentine 2, Valentine part version 2 or something. But really what I want to call it is ice cream or smoothie or something because you have strawberry ice cream, chocolate ice cream, like that. So I may just name it ice cream sundae or something. I don't know. And last but not least, definitely one of my favorites. I call this one Egypt because these colors are actually of the in the Egyptian flag. The Egyptian flag is red, black, and white, which I think are beautiful colors together. Even though, as a side note, black isn't really a color; it's the absence of color. But in this case, we're just going to refer to all of them as colors, um, or black itself as a color, along with red and white. Um, this is the bottom. This is the center. I also have a second name for this basket. I call it South Ridge, which that was the name of my high school, and our high school actually had these very colors. So I call this basket Egypt South Ridge, or South Ridge in Egypt. Yeah, that was the name. Um, because these are my school colors along with gray. That's the only thing it's missing is gray. But if I were to put gray in it, it wouldn't really represent. I wouldn't really want to call it Egypt because the Egyptian flag doesn't have gray in it. So that would mostly. So then it would probably just be called South Ridge. Because it would have all of my school colors. But in this case, I'm representing both my school and Egypt. So this is by far like one of um, the biggest basket I have made. There are a bunch of other projects that I've started on, but I haven't finished them because I've either run out of yarn, specific colors of yarn, or run out of coiling core, one or the other. But this is by far the biggest basket I have made, and this is actually, I believe, out of all of the baskets, the oldest one. It looks fresh in the camera, but if you were to look at it from my viewpoint, you would see that it's a little rugged looking. The yarn itself, not the basket, but the yarn itself is really fuzzy, and there are a bunch of different textures of yarn. Going back to what I was saying earlier, how um, in the Skittles basket, the one with the red, green, yellow, and orange, that entire basket, all of the yarn is one texture from Trait Tex, polyester rug yarn. But this has a mixture of polyester rug yarn and a bunch of other yarn types that I don't remember, that I can't remember and stuff. There's some that's really rugged and roughy, and there's some that feels almost cottony. So there's a mixture going on here, which is which is pretty cool because since it's both a mixture of South Ridge and Egypt, has a mixture of different textures of yarn, which I think is pretty cool. Adds to the diversity. But yes, nonetheless, this is the last basket I have to show you guys. I hope you have liked this video. Hope you saw something that you liked. And if you're interested in, I can't believe I'm doing this. I really wasn't going to do this, but if you're interested in buying one of these baskets, let me know. Or if you want me to make you one, let me know. You would have to pay for it. I would have to get the money first because there have been many instances where people have wanted me to make them a basket, but and I'll make it and everything, and they'll end up not buying it. So I'm really wasting material that way, and I can't really afford to do that. So if you want me to make you a basket, or if you want one of these, let me know. You'd have to send me the money first, some kind of way, preferably cash or check. But nonetheless, if that's what you want, you have to let me know. Feel free to let me know. Um, But nonetheless, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope you saw something you like. Take care, God bless, and bless God.